Looking for MUT22 coins? AOEAH.com has the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 3% off your order. I've been using this secret run play to get at least 250 rushing yards a game. And in this video, I'm going to break it down and show you guys how to use it. Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Duke back here from Sportsgamerz.com. And man, I got a glitch run play I'm about to show you guys that I've been using to run all over my opponents. I've yet to see a defense that can stop this run. You know, EA recently patched the RPO glitches. Well, there's another glitch run in the game that I'm going to shed some light on that is unstoppable. So, we're going to be in the gun empty base flex. Personally, I use this out of the Raiders offensive playbook. Everybody asks me in the videos, what playbook do you use? Guys, in the beginning of the video, I tell you the playbook every time, so make sure you don't skip the beginning. This is in the Raiders playbook, maybe some others. I use Raiders, though. I think it's the best overall playbook in the game. Now, this is gonna be a little trick to it. You just want some sort of a fast quarterback. Mobility is big. The more speed, the better. But the biggest thing you want is an escape artist. Guys like Derrick Henry and Mutt are unstoppable at this. For this video, for the purpose of this, we're just going to use Lamar Jackson. That's, you know, all you need is a fast quarterback, preferably with escape artists. This beats every one of the meta defenses out there. We're going to go over them all in this video. So let's just get straight into it. I don't want to waste too much time. I will say that this formation and 5 wide in general is a really high-powered passing formation. It does give you that 3 receiver, 1 running back, 1 tight end look, so you can audible into other stuff. But really, you know, it's hard to load up on the run. But the play we're going to look at is receiver screen. Yes, it's a receiver screen. You wouldn't really think it's a run play, but you're about to check this out. So while I set this up, I do want to remind you guys, if you enjoy my YouTube content, remember, I do daily Madden 22 videos, tips, gameplays, and news. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you're really smashing with me, make sure you smash that like button, turn your notifications on, comment on the video. All that good stuff does help me out a lot. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with cover 2 out of 3 through 5 wide. Very common defense, and I'm just going to break down all the different defenses and how this works. So one tip before we get into it is, if you're going to use this a lot, make sure you put your ball carrier on conservative. This is a run with the quarterback, so if you don't put it on conservative, you might fumble. You know what I mean? If you take hits. If you put it on conservative, you have a lot less chance of fumbling. What I normally do, though, is if I'm not on conservative, I just slide before I can get hit or go out of bounds. So if you're enjoying my YouTube content, I highly recommend you check out Sportsgamerz.com. This is where I post all my premium Madden 22 content. I have eBooks, offensive and defensive schemes, plus I do 4 to 6 premium tips every week in the Madden Vault. This content is available for both current and next gen, so no matter what system you play on, we got you guys covered. Our best offer yet is the Sportsgamerz Madden VIP membership. This gives you access to the entire site, every tip, every ebook, plus the meta reports for only $19.99. I'll post a link to it in the description and the comments. Make sure to check it out for the best tips and content available at the best price anywhere. So, let me show you guys what just happened in this replay. So, if you guys don't see right away, let me clue you in. The defense, because it's a screenplay, plays this as a pass, and we can just immediately take off and run. This is just basically another variation of what people are doing with the RPO glitch. It's just not an RPO. It's just a regular screen, and it's empty 5 wide. So the defense is spread out having to play coverage. And as you guys can see here, the entire defense backs up thinking that it's a pass. And because it's a receiver, we got 2 guys blocking out there on the right side of the screen. So they block the 2 guys. All I really have to do is beat the user. And, you know, you can get touchdowns on this. Normally, I mean, I'm safe to get 5 to 10 yards off it at the least. But, like, yeah, I get a lot of huge runs, touchdowns, crib shots off this. And that's what I mean by if you don't have your conservative ball carrier on, make sure you just slide. Because, like, I'm not trying to fumble off these big runs. And, you know, you definitely will fumble a lot with quarterbacks on this year's game if you take hits, if you're not on conservative. So just be smart about it. Now, one thing I want to mention before we start to show other defenses is if someone just gets crazy at you, they're like, okay, like this guy, he's just running with their quarterback every time, and they don't even really do anything to try to slow down the actual screen if they just start blitzing you like crazy. I mean, just throw the screen. If you just notice that they're blitzing their whole team, to throw the screenplay, man, I promise you it's very effective. So that was the 3-5 wide, cover 2. I do want to look at Mike Blitz 3 because that's a very common defense too. And we're just going to go through a few of the common defenses just to show you guys how it works. And, we're not going to take too long going through all this. But here's Mike Blitz 3. This is a cover 3, essentially going to be, oops, did not mean to do that. Essentially going to be, a very, very, very common defense. You see, again, look, the entire defense thinks it's a pass play, and you're able to easily get around that corner for some nice yards before you get out of bounds. Just, again, want to show the replay. The key here is that the defense is playing the pass on both sides. They think it's a screen. They think it's a pass. So that's why the entire defense backs up, and really, it's really the only people that are going to affect you on this play is maybe the user or safety late in the play. That's about it. All right, let's look at this 2-4-5 odd now. This is the pinch 2. This is a very, very common defense too. And this run kills pinch 2 just as bad. I like to personally take off to the right side of the screen because that's just where I'm better blocking. I will say, though, if you want, you can go to the left if you notice them overloading the right. I just think that the right side has better blocking. So if you do see that maybe they just shift everybody to the right or something, something like this, just anything just out of the ordinary to where you're like, okay, like they're not even paying attention to the left side of the screen, you can definitely take off to the left too. It's just you only got the one blocker over there plus the screen. So I feel like the right side of the screen is the better move. Now, this is, like I said, this is good no matter if they're in, zone blitzing, playing zone coverage, 3, cover 4. It doesn't matter. Here's cover 4, for instance, and you guys can see the same thing happens. You're not going to be able to stop this. Now, I will say, guys, if you really want to abuse this, you might want to put the X factor on your quarterback, however you say it, that does not allow you to fumble when it's activated. You guys can see here, Lamar Jackson, I got his X factor activated right now, actually, and when that happens, you can take hits. See how I take a hit here? You're not going to fumble. So that is something to keep in mind. I definitely recommend that if you want to run a lot of this. It is an easy X factor to activate when running this because we're getting such big runs anyways. But you guys can see I already lost it. So that's the 2-4-5 odd. Another defense out here that people run a lot sometimes is man coverage, and a lot of people that run man coverage like this 2-4-5 double A gap. Now I feel like man coverage gets beat by this even worse because in man, everybody's just kind of on their man, right? So they're not even dropping back in zone. So it's like if you get by that first wave, you're probably going to the Baja. As you guys can see here, Lamar Jackson was untouched into the end zone. So you guys have seen I've run this against every coverage now. Man, zone, different variations of zone 2, 3, and 4. And it works regardless. I do feel like zone coverage, it is not quite as good against zone as it is man. Just because, like I said, against man, you get by that first wave. The man defenders are coming up to play the screen. So there's nobody really, going to be back other than maybe a deep safety. Whereas zone, you might have deep zone defenders dropping back, and they might just be in a little bit better position to make a play once you do get past the first wave. But like I said, you get past the first wave against these especially if they're blitzing you, it's game blouses. So guys, like I said, hope you enjoyed this tip. Didn't want to take too long in this video. It's very simple, but a few recommendations is remember, be smart about this. You do need a fast quarterback, preferably with escape artist. And if you're going to run this, you either need to have your ball carrier on conservative, which is what I do, or make sure you either get out of bounds or just get down before taking a hit if you don't. Just in general, avoid hits. You don't want to fumble running this because the gains are so big, you don't need to waste them with fumbles. Anyways, until next time, it's Duke,